This video will explore how social media was used by the LA County Department of Public Health to impact public perspective of sugar-sweetened beverages in LA County. In fall of 2011, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health launched the Sugar Pack health marketing campaign to battle the obesity epidemic. The excessive consumption of sugary beverages such as soda and sweetened fruit juices was taking a toll on public health. In order to educate people and motivate them to drink healthier, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health utilized various forms of social media, which included but were not limited to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. On these social media platforms, campaign messages were disseminated in the form of videos, visuals, pictures, posts, etc. As a result, more than 515 million impressions were generated, a great amount of those being online. The goal of the campaign was that people would learn more about sugar-sweetened beverages and begin to reduce their intake of those drinks, while possibly even implementing other healthy lifestyle choices to supplement. The campaign itself is a testimony to the social media's impact and ever-increasing role in influencing the consumption choices that we make. Come with me as I explore the use of social media by the LA Department of Public Health to fight against SSB consumption. The negative effects of sugar-sweetened beverages on LA County residents prompted the LA County Department of Public Health to launch the Sugar Pack campaign on social media. At the time of the Sugar Pack campaign, around 2021, more than 78 million U.S. adults aged 20 years and older and 12.5 million children and adolescents aged 2 to 19 years old are obese. And given that the population was about 311 million at the time, that meant about 3 in 10 Americans were obese, which is an extremely concerning ratio. Sugar-sweetened beverages are recognized to be the main contributor to the ongoing obesity, and the LA County Department of Public Health launches the campaign on social media to address this. Videos like this are promoted on YouTube and Twitter. The production, although very 2000s, delivers a clear message. There's way too much sugar in these SSBs. Educating people about the risks and effects of consuming these SSBs is one way to motivate and encourage reduced consumption of them. To augment the campaign, which otherwise would have consisted only of billboards, signs, and posters in physical areas, such as buses and trains, the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health uses social media to spread the campaign messages online on platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. The department employed visualistic comparisons, one of the most notorious visual being a cup with 22 packets of sugar being poured out of a soda bottle right above it, saying, "You wouldn't eat 22 packs of sugar. Why are you drinking them?" The comparison aims to appall the viewer and it helps them to realize just how detrimental most of these sugar-sweetened beverages are with their insanely high sugar content. Such visuals can be found on websites like this by Choose Health LA, an initiative of the department, which shows a few of the campaign videos, and for different types of drinks as well. On the right side, a viewer can click this and it will send an e-card on a social platform containing the message. Down here, there's a few statistics. The first one reads 46% of added sugar in our diets comes from soda, energy drinks, sports drinks, and fruit drinks. That's the percentage of sugar intake. That doesn't bring any nutritional value along with it, being straight sugar. The sugar calculator on Choose Health LA's website is an interactive that's very ideal for kids, allowing them to play around with the numbers and self-report their SSB consumption. It not only shows how much the sugar is amounting to over time, but also the amount of money they're blowing on these drinks, which, in a boy's way of thinking, equates to Xboxes and PlayStations that they could instead have gotten. The LA County Department of Public Health social media campaign was fairly successful in increasing knowledge about SSBs. In total, there were generated about 15,000 YouTube views, 1.5 million Twitter impressions, and 63,000 interactions on Facebook, alongside 535 website hits. The sugar calculator, which was exclusively promoted via Facebook and Twitter, received nearly 60,000 plays. And when interviewed as part of a survey on the street, of those who did not see the campaign, 18.3% reported the number of sugar packets in a soda in the accurate range, meaning they reported it correctly. And of those who did see the campaign, 38.8% reported the accurate range of sugar packets. In a rough sense, this means that someone who has seen the social media post or visual by the LA County Department of Public Health is more likely to know just how much sugar is in the soda and what they're getting into when they drink it. The Los Angeles Department of Public Health intended for their social media and campaign message to permeate through multiple layers of audiences, for example, reaching kids through their parents and relatives. Despite there being a specific number of impressions recorded on these surveys, whatever the case may be, the real number of people affected and exposed to the message is probably a lot higher. This is because people will share the things they see with their friends and family, especially parents, because they'll want their kids to see what they're seeing. According to an article, the campaign concepts and visuals were tailored to general adult audiences with the intent that a secondary audience of children could be reached by engaging parents. It reads, many of the group participants indicated that drinking soda was a habit that they shared with their children and had introduced to them at a young age. For many households, drinking SSBs is a problem shared by both parent and child. Thus, when a kid sees their mom or dad doing it, they're probably going to do it themselves too. The problem thus arises at home, and the goal here is that the visuals and information on social media is the thing that allows parents to learn and for kids to break away from this household habit, breaking the cycle and cultivating healthier drinking habits. The story told to you is a positive one. Unfortunately, social media is also the tool of companies that sell the very SSBs that the LA County Department of Public Health tried to fight against in their campaign. Except these companies are stronger. With more funding and more resources, these companies can create social media advertisements that are more visually appealing as well as psychologically. Brands like Coca-Cola understand humans very well, through trial after trial, formulating the perfect recipe of visual appeal and pull. A practice used by the company is putting common names on their bottle labels, as Coca-Cola knows that some random teenager probably has a friend by the name of Christopher, whom they will share the Coke with, and this will create a happy memory, which the brain rewards with dopamine. In the future, both the teenager and his friend, Christopher, will subconsciously associate Coca-Cola with happiness, creating a dopamine cycle that's dependent on this SSB that at the end of the day is killing them. The practice has not gone out of fashion, but rather evolved. Nowadays, a boba shop will have a reel on Instagram saying, if your friend has one of the following names, Miguel, Fatima, Jack, etc., they owe you one. Unhealthy food and drinks will probably not go away anytime soon. However, it's important to consider whether social media or any sort of outside influence is making that unhealthy food or drink seem more appealing than it really is. In today's world, where information is mass consumed in the form of social media, companies and influencers can leverage those platforms to push unhealthy products towards people. It's up to people to make sure that they are not easily swayed by anything that they see on their phones, and assess whether something being pushed in front of them is good for them or bad for them. Companies and influencers should be called out by members of the community when they attempt to promote unhealthy products and market them as healthy or trendy. That way, we are looking out for one another and protecting the easily misled and misinformed, such as children, while garnering negative attention over these companies and forcing them to shy away from promoting unhealthy drinks and brands in the future. Ultimately, everyone is in charge of what they put into their own body. Given the knowledge and ability to think independently, most would choose what's better for them. There's a personal responsibility for protecting yourself and your loved ones, and then your community by doing what the Sugar Pack campaign did, spreading knowledge. We can do that by warning our loved ones about what habits and drinks to avoid and what not, and doing things like sharing recipes for healthy alternatives, which is a predicted and increasingly popular occurrence on social media these days.